I worked with Humanity for more than 4 years, and these are some of the payments which they sent to me. Now, I'll show you what I did and some of the tricks which I applied, but if I do, make sure that you stick around for the rest of this video. Now, guys, the like and subscribe button on this channel are for free. I don't sell them here. So make sure that you like and subscribe, and you can even take the notification bell with you when you are leaving if you want. So I made this particular video right here, but it seems that a lot of you guys didn't like it. So today I've got an awesome one for you. This has to be the most, I think, simplest job you can ever find in this world, because it doesn't require you to have any sort of experience or some sort of qualifications or something like that. All you need is just to be able to speak and understand the English language. Now, if you have ever called a dealership somewhere like in the US or UK, you might have heard something like this.
Please note that your call may be recorded for quality assurance or training purposes.
Now, companies often record calls in order to aid in their customer relationship management program, or CRM for short. Now, in this way, they're able to identify their clients' needs and wants and then attend them in an efficient and effective manner. Now, there are companies out there which analyze these calls on their behalf and retrieve the important information. And Century Interactive is one of those companies. Now, it runs a platform called Humanatic. And this platform basically outsources people to do this kind of task. So that is basically where you come into the picture. What you'll be simply doing here is just to listen to some voice calls and then categorize them according to some given instructions. Now, one thing I would like to point out though is that I'm not recommending this platform to you in any kind of way. I will highlight why I don't do so later on this video. What I simply do in this channel is to tell you nothing but the truth, because I don't want to waste your time or anything like that. Now, to get started, you have to have an account, and you can get an account in two ways. You can either apply personally or simply buy one in some of these Facebook groups. Now, if you choose to apply, then you have to make sure that you don't include any work history associated with working in places like the dealership or something like that. Because the platform will see this as some sort of like a conflict of interest, and therefore they will not approve your account. Now, buying an account on Facebook is a little bit risky, but it is quite an effective and an efficient way to get started. I know that there are scammers out there, but you can always take the chance. Now, the platform will require you to have some sort of a verified PayPal account before you can start, when you can do any withdrawal or something like that. Now, payments are done on a weekly basis, and they're done most on Thursdays. Now, earnings within the platform, they vary depending on the level that you're currently in. There are superhumans and there are general reviewers. Normally, superhumans always earn more than general reviewers. When you start working on the platform, you start as a general reviewer, and most of the categories which you have access here, they're not paying up that well. But as you spend more time at the platform, then more categories will be open for you. Now, if your account reaches a threshold of at least like $600 or more, and it is 6 months old, and it also has a decent accuracy in some of these important categories on the platform, and then your account will be upgraded from a junior reviewer to a superhuman status. When you are now a superhuman, then you'll have access to some decent paying categories, and you can now make the amount stated on the thumbnail of this video. As you can see here, that some of the people are actually making more than $65. Now, superhumans are basically responsible for mediating disputes between reviewers, cross-checking some reviews made by other reviewers, and so forth. Now, in order to work, you can either use your phone or your laptop. Now, you will also need to have a good set of headphones, because the audio files which you'll encounter here, they have a very poor quality. There's some which have good quality, and there's some which are way too much. You can also check these headphones on Amazon, and I'll leave the link on the description. Now, personally, I was just working on and off on the platform for more than 4 years until my account got closed 5 months ago. Now, I'd actually bought another one, and then I decided to resell it to someone else on Facebook. This is because I realized that I was just wasting my time, and I guess I could just use my spare time to do something which was quite productive with my life. And this is because, like, Humanatics is a little bit addictive. When you get started, it is that kind of spirit of getting some easy money that will keep you going, and you basically forget about doing other things which are important. Here are some of the issues which I like to face on Humanatic. Now, first of all, you are likely to meet biased judgments on some of the reviews that you'll be doing, and you also encounter some bugs in some of the platforms categories, and you also be penalized a lot. And and the more you get these penalties, and you are likely to lose some of the categories, and if this continues for a lot of time, your account is likely to get freezed and or deactivated. And also will experience the issues of delayed payments. There are times where Humanatic will have some problems on their side, and then they will know they'll pay you later. And there are all kinds of problems that you're likely to meet on Humanatic. Now, if your account is banned or deactivated for that matter, all pending payments are automatically cancelled and all verified earnings are ceased. So now let's move on to the tips and tricks on how you can work on this platform much more faster and accurately. Now, the first tip is on how to analyze the audio. Now, you don't need to listen to the whole audio because 99% of the time, the information which you're looking for is basically at the beginning of that audio and towards the end of it. Then, another tip number two, then make sure that you have a simplified sample of your guidelines. Mostly write down those things which you're likely to forget or things which you want to remember. And you can use something like a notepad, or if you're using a Windows PC, or this small uh, application here which I found on the internet called sticky notes. Now tip number three, is it number three? Yeah. And when it comes to writing summaries, now this will depend on what device you are using on this platform. Now if you have a smartphone, you can simply download an application called Swift Key. Yeah, you can download that on Google Play Store or something like that, and then you just need to install it, and then you have to sign up in order to activate some of its awesome features like the dictionary. Now this keyboard is quite incredible. Each and every time when you use it, it learns. When as you type, it basically learns with your patterns and how you type certain statements. It has an awesome prediction feature. Now, since most of these statements you should be typing on Humanatic are quite repetitive, um, then you won't struggle with misspellings and vehicle names and all that kind of stuff. Now, if you're using a PC, then you need to have some sort of a phone and tablet. Then you need to download a certain application called the remote mouse. This one will enable you to use your keyboard, your phone keyboard, as a remote keyboard for your PC. Then also you have to install Swift key as well, and then just use it in that way. Now there are actually many videos on how you can actually use you can install and download remote mouse and using remote mouse out there. So you can check those videos on YouTube. You can always use sticky notes to type in important information while it's analyzing calls. I use this method a lot, guys, and it was quite effective and efficient when I was just when I was still working on Humanatic. Another tip is that when you are working, make sure that you take breaks in between times, and also take note of the days and time zones. I think I've said enough here, guys. So you can always try this platform. But as I've said earlier, this is actually for broke people. Now, if you are broke as a church rat, um, then this is a place. But there's something which I wanted to ask all this while. Is that why is it a rat is always associated with bad things? There's nothing honorable about a rat. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video, and make sure that you like and subscribe, please, because I put a lot of work on these videos, and this is just a small favor which I ask from you guys to do it. So now, thank you again. Until then, see you next time.